Hello darlings, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coralie and today's video is our project panning recap of 2023 with the 2024 rules, goals, plans, and however you want to call it. I still don't know how I'm going to title this video because there's a lot to address. But basically the information that I'm going to give you is like a few of the 2023 project panning stats, how it went, because 2023 was my first year trying to project pan, low buy, and be really, I would say, really specific with my makeup purchases, you know, what comes out, what goes in. Like, I don't know. I feel like it was a big year of discovery for me, and so I wanted to look at those stats so we can bring them into our 2024 project panning. Okay, like I said, I started project panning in 2023. That was the first year that I was really conscious about what products I empty, what products I hit pan on, what products I purchase. Like, I was very, you know, it was very new. It's something that I seen people do, and I think it was my natural response to like overconsumption in the beauty community and the beauty industry. And now this is going to be a little hypocritical. Oh my god, you can see right here, there's this tower of makeup. I have all these drawers here. I have some drawers at the bottom. I am not a minimalist makeup consumer, and I want that to be really clear. I'm not a minimalist makeup consumer. I'm someone who makes beauty content online, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I would buy products and just like either not never use them, but buy them a little recklessly, like, oh, I'll make a video on that. And it's like, well, yes, but what else? You know what I mean? Like, I think I needed to come back to the point where my makeup wasn't just for videos, for reviews and stuff like that, but it was for my enjoyment. What can I see myself buying, enjoying, and wearing regularly? So that was why I started doing this. Also, I was curious. I was like, I see people doing it and it's so satisfying when like people hit pans or have empties. I'm like, ah! So I definitely wanted to try it out. So yeah, okay. Now let's talk about my failed project pan of 2023. So in 2023, I started a Pan That palette. I had two Pan That palettes. First one was the Lorac Pro The Artistry book. I'll be putting pictures of the palettes. And then the second one, because I was midway through the year, I hit, I think, 6 pans in that palette. And I was just so exhausted of having it like around. Like, I just didn't want to use it at all because I was like, what is this palette doing here? You know what I mean? So then I randomly generated a palette like from my palette document, and it ended up being that P. Louise Team Bride palette, and I never hit pan on that one. I never hit pan on that one. It was like a relatively newer palette, so it kind of makes sense. But it was just so discouraging that I just completely dropped it. I was like, no Pan That palettes in 2024. It's not my style. I like to use different palettes way too often for me to be limited to like Pan That palettes. Like, I want to hit pan more organically in the palettes that I naturally reach for more than others. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like my failed project pan. I mean, it didn't fail because I hit 6 pans by doing a Pan That palette last year, but I was like, no, stop it, we're not doing this anymore. So no more Pan That palettes. It was interesting to try it, and I'm glad I did it because now I know I don't like it, but we're not doing that. Let's talk about the rules that I had for 2023. One of the rules, the main low buy rule I had, is one product out, another product in. And for a product to be considered out, it had to be an empty. I had to finish it. A declutter didn't count. And I ended up finishing 26 products in 2023. I have numbers, but I'll put like little graphics on the screen so you guys can better see. In my empties, I have 26 empties for 2023. A majority of them were liquid cream to face products, 11 out of 26, and that contains setting sprays, primer, foundation, and cream bronzer. So liquid and cream products were definitely the products I used the most, and those were for the face, which makes sense. Your face is a bigger canvas. You probably use more products than anywhere else on your face. So that made sense. I went through 6 setting sprays. 6 out of 11 liquid/cream face products were setting sprays. So setting sprays is something I'm not going to be shy to buy because I clearly go through it really quickly. So, you know, it makes sense that I would buy something like that often, right? The other bigger category was brow products It was brow products. I went through, I think, 3 brow pencils and 2 brow gels. So brow products is something that I'm very consistent. I don't really love trying a whole lot of brow products. So the set that I have, I truly do use it, right? And I like intense brows, so I do use a lot of products, which it is what it is. The other bigger categories was mascara. I'm actually quicker to get rid of mascaras because it's something that goes really close to your eyes and I just don't want to risk that. But ultimately, I had a few old ones too. Like I have some that were like dried out, and I consider dried out mascara empty because I mean, you're supposed to get rid of it every 3 months. I try to do like 4 to 5 months, so you know, I don't know. Anyways, we do what we can, we do what we should. I only got rid of 2 lip products, which this year I kind of wanted to like finish 3 to 4, right? And I only finished 2. My lip drawer is actually out of control. Let me just look at it real quick. I'm pretty sure there's almost like 100 lip products in there, and that, no. We're not gonna do that. But I've been really good because this year I didn't buy any lip products, right? I didn't buy any lip products this year, which clearly kind of drives my point. I'm also, anyways, we'll get into the rules for 2024, but yeah, used up or finished 26 makeup items and I bought 12. So that was less than half of the stuff that I finished, which was very responsible of me. Super responsible of me, by the way. One of my other fails for 2023 was that I was like, I can only buy 5 eyeshadow palettes. That didn't happen. That did not happen. Not even in the slightest bit. Actually, I cannot believe I had that goal. Like, I knew it was going to be hard, but when I tell you I completely disregarded that, I would say maybe in like July, I completely disregarded the rules that I set for like eyeshadow palettes. It didn't work for me. Eyeshadow palettes is the one makeup item that I love buying, like actually love buying, and literally will continue to use all the time. So it was just really hard for me to get that together, but it's okay. It happens. I have a rule for that for 2024, so you're gonna see it. Okay, let's talk about the pans because I wanted to hit some pans, so I figured now we're only going to be looking at the eyeshadow pans because I just felt like that was more relevant. It's more relevant. Okay, the color I hit pan on the most was blue eyeshadow, which I feel like for no one it's blue, but for me it is blue, so I just thought that was really interesting. The second color was green. I was like, that's interesting because I definitely favor, I would say, purple and pink shadow the most in my humble opinion, but I also feel like when I use blue eyeshadow I need to pile it on more, which might be the reason why it's the color I hit pan on the most. And I love green eyeshadow, so I was not surprised by that. All my eyeshadow pans are in my matte shadows. That makes complete sense to me. I will do an all matte look before I do an all shimmer look, so like, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I use mattes the most. I'm a huge like matte eyeshadow to build a look girl, so obviously that makes sense to me. Next, I wanted to look at the depth of the shades that I hit pan on, and the majority of those were pastels versus light shades, which again makes sense. I feel like especially on my skin tone I have to dip a little bit more into pastels to really build them up on my eyeshadow, but I do love using them, so hitting pan on pastels and light shadows makes sense. I would say it's 70% of the shadows I hit pan on. And I only hit pan on 10 eyeshadows, by the way, and my goal was 50. So I forgot about that actually. I didn't write that in my notes. I completely forgot my goal for panning shadows was 50. And I only hit 10 pans. I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the cops. I'm calling the police. Who decided? Who decided? You know what I mean? Like that's... Anyways, my goal for 2024 is also to hit 50 pans, so I am nothing if not consistent. You can't say that. For the year of 2023, there were some products that I was like, do not buy. No lip gloss, no lip liner. I didn't buy any lip gloss or lip liner. No primer. I didn't buy any new primer. No highlighter. I didn't buy any new highlighter. No foundation. Didn't buy any. No blush. I bought something, y'all. I actually did break that rule because I was in the US and I found this Juvia's Place, like the pink blush. I'm sorry, I had to have it. I do not regret breaking my rule for this one. It was the only blush I bought. I said not to buy any liquid eyeshadow. I didn't buy any liquid eyeshadow, and I was said hit pan on 3 single shadows before buying others, which I didn't do. So I can go to prison. Now let's talk about my 2024 rules and expectations. I have another little document. I have so many notes, but I have a note for my low buy rules of 2024. Everything counts in the low buy. Last year, midway through the year, I just gave up on eyeshadow singles and eyeshadow palettes, but this year, everything counts in the low buy. There is nothing, okay? No crumbs. You can't be like, oh no, I'm just gonna get this. No. And I swear to God, I want to respect this rule to a T, because I feel like that's going to be the truest, realest challenge for someone like me that loves eyeshadow, but I have to do it. Okay, we are adults now, we graduated, we need to be responsible, and that is one of my goals. If I have an empty, let me grab a product. I feel like that's going to be easier too. I would not replace this, at least not now. I have too much highlighter. But if I have one empty and I repurchase the exact same product, like I would repurchase this highlighter, the exact same shade of highlighter, right? That isn't going to count because it's a transaction. It's like one less but one more. You know what I mean? And it's the exact same product. It's a product that, if it's a product that I've already finished and I'm repurchasing the exact product, let me tell you something, like that just means the product deserves to be in my collection. You know what I mean? So if I get one empty and like replace it exactly, it doesn't count towards anything. It's just a transaction. You know, it's staying in the collection. Although I like this gloss from ColourPop, if I finish it, I'm not going to replace it. That counts as an empty. But last year, it was one empty, one product I can purchase. This year, it's going to be two empties. That equals one product I can purchase. So let's say I want to buy a foundation, okay? I finish these two glosses, that means I can buy a foundation. If I only finish this one, I need to wait until I finish another product so that I can buy my foundation, right? Because last year we had an almost, I would say, 2-to-1 ratio, like 2 empties to 1 purchase ratio. I don't think it's going to be that hard. I think I'm actually going to do quite well on that. We're starting this year with 0 products I can purchase. I feel like that's always better for me. This is for all makeup products that are not eyeshadows, so single shadows or an eyeshadow palette. It counts for the rest of the collection. I'm not too worried about that. I think we're going to do good, especially because if I replace a product exactly, there's no issue. So I feel like we're gonna be real good doing that, right? My remedy, my attempt this year to definitely be responsible and not purchase too many eyeshadow palettes is that every 10 eyeshadow pans I get in a eyeshadow palette means that I can buy one eyeshadow palette. Let me reiterate that. Okay, for example, this palette right here, okay? Doesn't really matter what it is, I'm just trying to give you an example. This is not gonna happen, but let's say I hit 10 pans in this eyeshadow palette, I can buy another eyeshadow palette. The way I'm gonna do this is that I currently have 10 eyeshadow pans in my collection, which I'm giving myself a credit of one palette that I can buy because, you know, even though I hit those pans last year, I need to be nice. I'm a palette addict. Like, we need to, you know, rehab is slow. We need to be slow about it. 10 eyeshadow pans means one palette. When I'll get to 20, it means I can buy 2 palettes. When I get to 30, 3 palettes. It's kind of an incentive for me to hit pans, but also like to buy palettes only because I have deserved it and really use the stuff that I have at home. So same thing for single shadows. For single shadows, it's going to be 3 single shadow pans. It means I can buy 1 single shadow pan. So if I want to make an order where I order 4 different single shadows, I have to hit pan on 12 single shadows, which I think is going to limit me, but I think it's good. But also I'm on like a few brands' PR lists where I get like single shadows. So it's also in the spirit of, I started getting PR in 2023 and I don't know, hopefully it's going to continue in 2024. I just don't want to bring so much into my collection that I'm unable to appreciate the stuff that I have. And because I get sent PR, there's some things, palettes that I'll get that I'm not going to purchase myself, that are not going to count in the low buy rules. And so I do not need to be buying so much makeup that it just sits in my drawers and doesn't go used. You know what I mean? Those are like the basic low buy rules for 2024. I hope they were clear enough. Now I have a do not buy section. Do not buy lip gloss, lipstick, liner. We already, you know, we talked about this. Lip products are a no buy this year. No buy. Foundation until I like have 3 foundations left. I feel like having 4 foundations in rotation is good for me. And I currently have like 6 or 7. So no. Like if I want to purchase a foundation, I need to have 3 foundations. I can purchase a 4th one. And so I only have 4 in rotation at a time. No buying of highlighter. Girl, go to hell. No highlighters. No blush. I do not need to buy any more blush. No cake liners. This one is more unique. Cake liners, if you guys don't know, they're these like water activated why can I not open this? They're these water activated liners and I really like using them, but I just don't think I use them enough to warrant purchasing so many. And I already have like, I have this entire little like mini drawer of them. I have almost every color. I just don't think I need any more. And although I use them often, I don't need them. So I'm not gonna buy any. And liquid shadows, I say this all the time, but I don't want to buy liquid shadows because liquid shadows, unless you use them every day, they dry out, and liquid shadows are not my style, right? I got some sent to me in PR by Lottie London, and they are nice. They are very nice quality, but the thing is, I fear that at one point they will dry out on me and I will not have gotten the chance to use them that many times. And so I don't want to purchase them with my own money. But yeah. So currently my makeup bank sits at 0 products. My eyeshadow palette bank sits at 1 eyeshadow palette, and my single shadow bank sits at 0 single shadows I can buy. So this is how we're starting 2024. The way I usually do this and the way I did it in 2023 is I will do monthly updates on my TikTok. So every end of the month on TikTok, I'll say what my empties were, which pans I hit, and which products I purchased in the year, update all the makeup banks. I think for YouTube, I'm gonna do a quarterly video. So at the end of March, at the end of June, at the end of August? Wait, July, August, September. At the end of September, my God. And then at the end of the year or at the beginning of 2025, I'll do a whole wrap up where I talk about my stats and like what are the plans for the new year. I think this is the like format I'm going to choose. I don't want to seem like I think I'm better than people or content creators that don't do like project panning or, you know, don't do low buys, but I just think, listen, objectively, I think doing a low buy is not only good for your wallet, it's good for you. You're not overwhelmed by product. It's good for the environment. The best way to limit environmental damage is to limit your consumption. And so I'm just really going to try my best. I just have so much. I have so much. And although I love makeup and all the stuff that I have, because I always declutter every now and then. Like if I try something I don't like, I'll get rid of it. Okay, I'll give it to someone, I'll get rid of it. If it's like an eye product, I'll probably just throw it away because that's not sanitary. But I regularly declutter products, and so the stuff that I have in my collection, I do use it, and I do my makeup a lot. So I'm definitely someone who has makeup that she uses every day. I do eyeshadow. I love eyeshadow. So stuff in my collection is getting used. It's not getting used as the same frequency of someone that would have only one of these in their collections, but it's something that I do that makes me feel better, and it makes me feel like I'm more responsible, and it helps me. And everyone loves a little game, a little challenge, right? So this is why we really do these things. We do these things because it gives us a little bit of a challenge, and at the end of the day, we think it's good for us, right? I have completely let go of the thought that I have to purchase stuff to review. I have completely shifted my content so that it isn't necessarily product based. But I mean, it still is sometimes product based, but product based on the stuff that I already have in my collection. You know what I mean? And so I really try to limit the thought of, oh my God, I have to buy this because I have to review it, and instead buy stuff because I want it and because I think I'm going to enjoy it and I think I'm going to use it. So this is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too rambly. I had a plan, but I feel like I try to over explain because sometimes even my own rules don't seem that clear to me. So tell me what you guys' project pan goals, low buy goals, even if it's not makeup. Like if you are low buying skincare, low buying like furniture, house decorations, wall art, it doesn't matter what you're low buying. Share it with me in the comment section. And like I said, I'm not a saint, I'm not perfect, but I think if we all waited to be perfect at something, nothing would ever get done. So anyways, this is it. I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I shall see you in my next one. Goodbye.